What's up, my fellow Trashinators? Welcome back to another episode of good content. And on today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the bear. Now, speaking of food, I hope you liked that little treat I did Wednesday, because, like I said in that video, I had energy and I sadly did not watch Baki. Because if I did, I would be covering it today. So, I'm a diehard fan that couldn't watch it, so sorry about that. In case you're like me, move some stuff so I'm in frame. So yeah, now the bear, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to cover it actually, like with the strikes and all that. Excuse me. If I'm not able to, okay. I think you're allowed to do it. You're allowed to cover videos or like that stuff, but you're supposed to be like, you're supposed to say you actively support the strikes, which I do. I actively do support all the strikes going on right now. People deserve the money they earn. That is a basic, essential right when it comes to work. Which also, like I said, I might be able to get soon. So I'm going to be joining the forces soon, but I'm going to be being paid my allotted amount. So I won't need to strike. But if you you're not getting the money you deserve, please just either ask for it or strike. Do what you need to, all right? I don't know what I'm trying to say. I've never had to strike. I remember at my old job, there were some strikes going on around the same time when it came to the general public working, not just actors or baristas. It was just everyone. Everyone was supposed to strike. I didn't really need to. So I have nothing to say. If you need the money, if you're not getting the money you deserve, ask for it. If you don't get it, then strike. Do what you need to. Get your money. You deserve it. Now, besides that, I think that covers everything I need to say. So let's get to the bear. Firstly, when it comes to the actual show, I will be only covering season 1. I'm halfway through season 2. Luckily, Hulu's free. So yeah. I actually just started watching some episodes today because I realized, I'm probably going to be covering this today. So I'm already making some progress, so that's good. But besides that, I think that's it for what I need to actually say about everything. So this episode is only about season 1. I'll be covering season 2 in the next week or two. Shit. You can't smell it, but my famous turtle, Bob, she just ate a couple days ago, and now she has pooped everywhere. Ugh, it really smells. Okay, I'm gonna start talking about the show and actually get on with the video. But I'm gonna go spray some stuff so it smells better. So the bear is about there we go, that should be good. Alright, the bear is about this famous cook, Carmen? I think it's Carmen. I just watched an episode. It's Carmen. It sounds like food, so yeah. Carmen, he's a famous chef who had a very successful run at a once Michelin star restaurant in New York. But his brother died, and their family restaurant was given to Carmen. So he took up the residence of that restaurant and started running it he's trying to make it run more professionally. Which does take away a bit of the authentic, Americana experience of the restaurant. It was it's a restaurant deli, So yeah. So so as but because he's sort of the newcomer who has an adjacent relationship with everyone in it in the restaurant, he's having some trouble getting accustomed to actually working in the environment. So that's the main story of the first season. So basically what the first season is about. Again, when it comes to TV shows, I'm not going to tell you the whole story like I do with with movies. I just tell you the step for basically a very slim rundown of what the story is about. So the first episode is just an introduction to everyone. So yeah, basically we learn all the chefs and all the people who actually work in the restaurant, along with some supporting characters that will be going to meet. There's Carmen. There's his brother's friend, Richie. They do call each other cousin because that's sort of how families work in America. You got a family friend? Oh, they're your uncle, your cousin. That's how it works in here, especially if you're white. That's just how it works. Alright, so they call each other cousin, but they're not actually related. They're just adjacent family friends, you know? Then you have a lot of the cooks. Sometimes they don't even say their names. You have 2 dishwashers, 3 main cooks. You have a baker. I just watched his main episode of season 2, but I forgot his name. Baker, and then you have Rich, who runs the front establishment, and then you now have Carmen, who's now the head chef. But we got another new character who is what I forgot her name. I'm sorry. This is all new to me. I know I'm pretty good with remembering stuff, but I'm trying to stop doing that because I feel like I'm running out of space in my mind because I keep remembering all the plots and movies and TV shows. So yeah, so now we have a sous chef who's basically the number 2 when it comes to the head chef. So yeah, my cowlick's messing my hair up. So yeah, that's basically the main crew. That's everyone, I think. Oh, and you also have Fack, which is, I just learned that's his actual name. He's played by one of my favorite chefs, Matty Matheson. Great guy. He's basically the pinnacle, gross but really good chef, you know? In like TVs and movies back in, or just all over time, there's always that one chef that's like really freaking gross and just an absolute mess, but somehow they make the best food known to man. That's what Matty Matheson is. He's like the pinnacle up there when it comes to gross but really good chefs. So yeah, he plays Fack, who's just the general maintenance guy. So that's what he does. That's actually one of the main reasons I started watching the show before the good reviews came out, because this is a good show. That's why it's on this show. So yeah. Okay, so basically we're introduced to everyone and what the situations are. And so like the main through line of the show is that the restaurant's failing, not because they aren't trying, it's because there's some clear money issues due to Carmen, Maddie? I think his dead brother's name is that. Also, I didn't realize it because I wasn't really focusing at this one part, but they had a flashback where Carmen and his brother were cooking, and Carmen's brother is played by the Punisher, the Netflix Punisher. God, there's a lot of Marvel actors in this, by the way. There's a lot. Like in the Baker Guy's specific episode, you had the now Adam Warlock. I forgot his name too. So yeah, a lot of Marvel actors in this if you want to get into that, but whatever. So yeah, basically that's the main through line. Carmen's brother kills himself because he's a severe addict, and gives the restaurant to his brother. And Carmen, now successful chef, tries to make the restaurant work. And that's kind of it until the end of the season, where all the characters finally work out their problems and they're now a family. Because that's like sort of a through line with the show, is that the restaurant is a family. The whole city's a family because it takes place in Chicago. So yeah, that's sort of a through line. Everyone's family. You gotta be there for family, even if it isn't biological, because Carmen's brother's dead. So yeah. So now that everyone is working well together, the restaurant's working fine. They somehow find. Well, they don't somehow find. They find it because Richie has a letter that was supposed to be for Carmen, but he didn't give it to him because he's an asshole. That's basically Richie's thing. He's an asshole who's sort of stuck in the past. So he finally gives Carmen the letter. It's the recipe to their family spaghetti. And there's like a whole joke about it that there's so much tomato sauce in the restaurant in cans, like these tiny little cans, not tiny, just like this, sort of like that. So Carmen finally is like, all right. He goes to open the can and use it for some spaghetti, and he finds a plastic wrap folded little piece of money, just hundreds, maybe even thousands of dollars in one little folded stack. And he's like, oh, because his brother was getting money from their uncle who's like super rich. And the guy who plays their uncle is actually, he reminds me a lot of my ex-boss. He's so similar, but like 20 years older. And I kind of resent him for it. Because I hate that sort of entitled, I don't know, actualization? I don't know. Just kind of hate that. I hate when people are like, alright, so you're gonna tell me something? It's not even that they're disappointed, it's just that they're like, yeah, you thought you were slick, huh? You think you're smarter than me? I just hate when you hate that. Cause no, I'm the fucking idiot. Alright, I'm projecting, I'm sorry. So yeah. So that's a bit of fun tidbit. That actor is very similar to my ex-boss. So yeah. They find all the money that Carmen's brother got loaned out from their uncle. And they're originally just gonna use the money to renovate the deli, which was called Original Beef. They're gonna renovate it into Carmen's ideal restaurant, which he'll call the Bear, because their last name sounds like bear or some Italian shit. So it's like Bear Ibidi. So whatever. So yeah. So originally they were just gonna do that. They're gonna renovate the whole place to make it look nice. But it turns out the entire place is really messed up. So actually this is season 2. So forget that. I'll comment on that in like 2 weeks. So yeah. That's basically it for the first season. Oh, okay, so I should probably mention it's very intense. Because kitchens, like professional kitchens that are used to serve to the general populace, are very intense, if you didn't know. So yeah. You know, it's a very good experiment. I watched this now, because there is a chance that, like I said this Monday, there's a chance I will get a job in food service, so wish me luck. I won't be cooking, so that's good. I'll be a dishwasher. So yeah, cooking's intense. That's why I don't do it much anymore. So yeah, so that means the show is very intense. It's very personal too, because there's a lot going on in everyone's mind in the show, and they're trying to work out through a lot of stuff because everything's changing. That's like the sort of main thing, is that through thick and thin, family will last throughout change. I think that's the main moral or whatever. So yeah. So that's basically it. Sorry if I'm a bit scatterbrained. Again, a lot's going on. My brother's might be getting a dog next weekend. So yeah, that's about it. I feel good. Show's good. Go watch The Bear. It's on Hulu, and only Hulu, unless you know of a certain way to get that. But besides that, thank you all so much for watching. Strike if you need to, and I'll see you guys next Friday. Bye.